No action is too small. That's something that I want to tell you guys that I just learned earlier tonight. Um, and that's put me in a very motivational mood from the dread that I've been feeling for these past 2 weeks. How have your past 2 weeks been going, by the way? They haven't been so great for me, and I don't think they've been so great for most of us Americans. Um, Obviously, Donald Trump tried to pause all federal spending, including like Medicare, Medicaid, and even like financial aid for colleges and all this other stuff. And it honestly like threw a lot of people in this sort of mess, upheaval, whatever you want to call it. Um, and it had a lot of us really worried, especially someone who actually uses some of those programs to survive, right? Myself. And then there's the Elon Musk and his Doge committee or group, whatever it's called, and their infiltration of the Department of Treasury, like straight up, just barging in with the permission of whoever's in charge of it now and installing his own hard drives and reading data of all of us Americans who have filed our taxes or have been paid from the federal government in any way. All of our income information, our social security numbers, all of that stuff is now in his hands. And now he's implementing these new engineers. I'm sorry, yeah. Like, I think one of them is as early as the age of 19, like as young, who are now going to be in charge of um, regulating those finances. That plus the executive orders, and then I'm sure immigration, right? That's been huge as well. I think that there's been some rioting, if I'm not mistaken, in regards to that. Families have been torn apart already. There's, what was that? There was that story of the teacher in Texas who called ICE on her students because they didn't speak English, so the parents are gone. So we have immigration as well that's been completely overwhelmed. I have friends personally who they have friends that their family members aren't like 100% illegal, so they're concerned if they're going to get deported. So it's weighing down on everyone in that regard. And then now I just read that whatever her name is, I need to be more versed in this. I have everything down. I want to make sure that I speak it without having to check my phone. Um, she's the head of the Department of Justice. She just got appointed. She just sent a memo out to basically kind of conjure up all these private companies and see if they have any DEI policies implemented, and if they do, to try and prosecute them criminally. So there's all this information that's just being thrown around like crazy. Every new day is a completely new story, I swear. And new worries, new panicking, and all that crap. But, well, I should say first, and it got me. It got to me, right? Someone who, yeah, I haven't been posting that frequently. I've been busy with school and work, and I'm like also at the same time trying to come up with this game plan on how to tackle all this. I started to kind of just fizzle out, which is something that I never anticipated on. I didn't want to do, and it just happened anyway. Only for like a couple weeks though. It wasn't like this long hiatus, but I was also at my rope's end for all these different things that are happening. And then I watched a video tonight that actually helped me significantly, which would be AOC's live stream that she had posted on YouTube. It's about 90 minutes. But it's the most motivational thing that I've watched probably within the past 2 years, 2 or 3 years. It's probably the most motivational thing that I have seen. And the number one thing that she said, obviously, I mean, okay, so she explains as to why all of this is happening, which, spoiler alert, it's mainly because of money. I mean, I think it's just completely because of money, but she sort of explained what was happening, how they're implementing what they're doing, and messing with, I guess just people like me who are trying to navigate this situation as clearly as possible, but we keep getting flooded with bits of information and we are kind of just giving up. She explained that, how that's happening, and then she sort of explained what we can do to combat that. And the number one thing that she said was, that spoke out to me, was that no act is too small. That no act of trying to stop this or slow this down is too small, right? That helped me tremendously because I think I try to take on a lot at one time. And I feel like other people do that too. There's so many different things that we look at and we're like, okay, this is what we need to look at right now. And then tomorrow I'll do this. And then the day after I'll do that. And then by the time the end of the week comes, you're so burnt out because your mind's in like 7 different places, probably 3 or 4 times that amount. And you get overwhelmed. And that's the actual point of these people like Elon Musk, like Jeff Bezos, like Mark Zuckerberg, these men, or really these businessmen who are billionaires, who are trying their best to, and I won't spoil all the video, but basically they're trying their best to just pay their taxes that they owe. And so what they're doing is they're going to try and cut as much federal spending as possible to make up that money. And then they'll cut things like Medicaid, which millions of Americans rely on, and will have devastating effects on their health care if that's cut. I think even though the whole trying to put yourself in completely different groups of like different things that you can do all at once is bad, I do think, though, that consistency is good. So if you pick one small thing to go towards, and one thing that she had mentioned is like calling your local representatives, right? And trying to just put a lot of pressure on them as to, who are you voting for? If you're a Democrat, you please cannot vote for what other confirmation hearings that we have upcoming with other President Trump picks. That didn't make any sense. But I hope you understand what I was saying. And put a lot of pressure on them, and then try and do like a lot of local groups and committees and stuff like that. And just be really persistent about it. And so being consistent with that, and not letting this narrative that the executive branch is pushing on you overwhelm you and weigh you down to the point of subservience to where you give up is like hugely important. And it actually, like, calming yourself down is actually a good thing in this situation. Like the whole, when you're in a plane and if the plane is going to crash or you're going to go for a free fall or whatever, and they drop the oxygen mask, they say put it on you first and then put it on your child second. I kind of apply that analogy to this. Like, we need to just slow down. No, that's not what I want to say. I'm already trailing off now. What I wanted to say and what I've already said is no action is too small. This is my small action for tonight. I want to post more. My current filming situation is a little odd, and but this is important. And day by day, all of us get better if we just keep at it. But no action is too small. Please watch that video. I'll post it. I'll see if I can post it in the link below. And then, yeah. I'm going to try and be here again, like hopefully tomorrow or the day after, just depending on when I can film, but I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. So, yeah.